Credo Club. My name is Lisa Caravan. I am an assistant professor of music teaching and learning at Eastman School of Music, where I teach string music education students and I teach pedagogy to string performance majors. So today I want to talk to you about the path of the bow arm. You've talked already about bow hold, but today is really about what is our bow arm doing to keep the bow perpendicular with the string. So we're going to talk about what is the actual arm doing. So the first activity that I'd like to take you through is actually without the cello. So please put your cello down. So what I want to do is a couple things. So the first thing I want us to do is kind of get a sense of what it feels like when we put our bow under the string. Like how much weight from our arm do we put into the bow, which then transfers into the string to get a really good sound on the cello. So one activity I like to do with my students is to have them just feel how heavy their arm can be. So I want you guys to swing your arm back and forth just to get it relaxed, okay? And then I want you to bring your other arm, which is our cello arm, right? This is our bow arm or bow hand. And I want us to actually fling and relax the arm over the left arm. So watch me first. Ready? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, swing, drop. Okay, I'm going to feel really heavy. Do that. So do that with me this time. We're going to do it 1, 2, 3, and drop. So 1, 2, swing, and drop. Okay, and feel really heavy. Try to push that hand down. Feel resistance between the two. So I have a teacher that would always describe the beginning of how do you pull a bow as the chicken dance. And that seems really silly, but she would show me that in order to start moving the bow, we need to be as relaxed as possible. So we think about that swing and drop and see how low our arm is here. So the first thing is we raise our arm. Now go opposite, drop your arm. Raise your arm and drop your arm. So she told me about the chicken dance, right? You guys know the chicken dance, or ask your parents to sing it for you. But there's that part in the song where we look like a chicken. And so she always told me you have to do the chicken wing, okay? And she always said, what comes up must come down. So maybe you can remember that little mantra, what comes up must come down. Okay, so that's the first part that I want you guys to practice a lot. And then the next thing I'd like us to focus on is once we're in that up position. So do that again with me. What comes up? Check your shoulder. Make sure your shoulder isn't going. It's not a shoulder shrug. Keep that shoulder down. And then what we're going to do is take your pointer finger and put it in your elbow joint right here, and you're going to open at the elbow. It's a hinge, and then you're going to close here. Okay, so I'm going to say open and close, open and close. Do that with me. Open and close, open and close. Good. Now, we're still up, so we need to make sure our arm then comes down. So what goes up must come down. Okay, so in between that, we do the open and close. What goes up, open, close, then comes down. So let me say that again. It goes, what goes up, open, close, then comes down. So you could say that. Let's do that together. What comes up, open, close, then comes down. Okay, so it's a little saying that you could use, but we're going to try that on the cello now. So if you feel like you need to pause the video to get more used to feeling this motion, it might be a good idea to do that, but we're going to go on. So get your cello in position, in nice playing position, and put your bow down for a minute, because I want to do that same exercise of our swing and drop on the cello. So we're gonna do 3, 2, swing and drop. So again, we can feel all the weight and relaxing all our muscles here, and that this cello is really holding up all that weight. Let's do that again. So 3, 2, swing and drop. Wonderful. Okay, so now let's get our bow in our hand. Let's check out that beautiful bow hold. Make sure you have that nice flexible thumb, and put your bow on your knee, your adjustment screw. Okay, we're going to do the swing and drop 2 more times now with our bow in our hand. And what I want you to aim for is, we like to find an optimal spot to put our bow placement. Okay, and I put it in between the end of the fingerboard and the bridge. So I try to aim for the midpoint. Okay, so when I do this swing and drop, I'm going to try to aim for the midpoint. If I don't get it exactly right the first time, that's okay. I'm going to do it 2 more times. Let's do it 3 times. So we're going to do 1, 3, 2, swing and drop. How'd you do? Did you get the midpoint? Check again. Here we go. 3, 2, swing and drop. Now check out your bow. Look in the mirror or look in your video. Is your whole bow perpendicular to the string? Sometimes when I do this exercise, my tip gets really, really low, and I have to be like, I got to make sure I check that out. So let's do it 1 more time and really try to get to a perpendicular bow. So 3, 2, swing and drop. Good. Okay. So we're going to do our 2 little exercises that we did without the cello, and we're going to do them on the cello now. The first exercise, remember, is what comes up must come down. And when we do that motion on the cello, all we're going to do is use about half of the bow. Okay, so imagine you've put a sticker here on your bow, and you're not going to go past that point when you're doing open, that when your arm goes up and then your arm goes down. So watch. My arm went up. I have space in here. Yes, find your space. And then my arm goes down. Okay, try it with me. Okay, and we're just using half of the bow. Okay, ready, go. What comes up, then it goes down. Go. Great, do it again. So there's some checkpoints I want you to think about. Check your shoulder. Make sure your shoulder's not going up. Make sure that you're really nice and relaxed in your shoulders. Maybe do 5 shoulder shrugs. I like to do those sometimes. Check to make sure your bow is at the right angle. I like to use a mirror in this when I'm doing it, okay, to check my bow, okay? Because when we look from this angle, it looks far away. It doesn't, it's an optical illusion. So I like to use a mirror for this fact, okay? So what comes up must go down. Do it again. Here we go. What comes up must come down. What comes up must come down. Wonderful. Now transfer to the middle of the bow. Check to make sure your bow is straight. Sometimes we like to do this, not on purpose. We don't want to, but we don't get enough open space in here. Okay, great. Now we're going to do open and close the gate. So we're going to open and then we're going to close. Open and then close. Remember my little saying, open, close. Now, if this is hard and you feel like you're moving your arm back, get your pointer finger out, try to get it over there, and then you can just open and then close. You might need a partner to help you with this. But just to check that you're opening and closing here, okay? So practice that a bunch. So when I did that, you notice I went from middle to tip. So now I'm gonna put it all together. So remember my little saying, what comes up, open, close, must come down. So up first, open, closed, must come down. So those are the parts of how I try to keep my bow straight on the string. Okay, so let's just practice that really slowly. So I'm going to give the direction and then you do the motion. So what comes up? Check to make sure you have enough space. Imagine there's a balloon here lifting up your arm. Okay, now we open our elbow. Now we close our elbow joint. And then what's the last thing? We come down. So let this all drop down. Awesome. Good. Now let's just, for fun, let's try doing it smoothly. So I've been doing sections of the bow and stopping between. But let's just try to do it smooth to give it a try. But I really encourage you to do it in segmented parts like we started to do in the video first. But let's put it all together. So just don't forget what comes up. Open, closed, must come down. Here we go. Great. Now, things that I've sometimes noticed that happens with some people is they're really good at going up. And then sometimes I see people do this. And I'm like, oh, no, relax at your elbow, right? Don't forget to swing the elbow back in. So I would recommend always, if it feels, tight or feels uncomfortable, which it might in the beginning, go back to doing it without the bow and just practicing your bow arm motion. So I hope you have some fun exploring these different exercises to work on the path of your bow arm as you explore tone production on the cello. Thanks so much for having me. It was great to talk about this with you today.